I'm Dana.
And I'm Hunter.
And we're the founders of the BrokeAssBride.com,
where we use creativity as currency
to rock a badass wedding
without breaking the bank.
And today we are going to tackle the age-old topic of to have or to not have children
at the
your
wedding.
This is a hot button topic, my friends, so don't be surprised if the discussion gets a little hot around the collar in your kitchen with your mom and all your aunties.
Everybody's going to be worried that every child has to be at the wedding. If you can have that happen, that's great. Or if you want that to happen, that's great. But if you don't, that's cool too. If
you're having an ultra-formal, uber black tie, schmancy pants affair and you don't want children running around, that's totally your prerogative.
But children do look adorable in fancy schmancy clothes.
Well, that's true. But the major point is, don't get bullied into having or not having children if you do or do not want them as your preference. It's your wedding. It should be the way that you prefer it.
How should you say that on the invites, Dana?
Well, if you decide to have children at your wedding, you can address the invitation to the whole family, to the Dana family or to the Hunter family. That indicates that everyone's invited and it's inclusive.
But if you don't, then say to Mr. and Mrs. perhaps, and say an adult-only celebration.
Yes, you can say an adult-only reception to follow or things like that. You can, if you want, try and provide a babysitting service through the hotel or at least provide referral options for your guests so that they can secure their own babysitter.
But don't think if you just say Mr. and Mrs. that they won't bring in their child, because they may very well add their child to the RSVP.
In which case you can just explain to them that your venue or caterer can't accommodate children, which even if it's not true is the best excuse to deflect blame.
Or if the reason is because you ain't gonna pay for their child.
Yes. If you do want to have kids at your wedding, make sure to check with your venue or caterer and see if they offer a discount or even free meals for children under a certain age.
When we got married, our caterer said that the kids were on them.
So anyone under 12 was a free meal, which was great.
So we invited every 12-year-old we knew.
It was like a bar mitzvah. Another idea is sitting all the kids together at one table and bringing in a big group meal like pizza if your venue is amenable to that idea.
So let's go over some of the pros and cons of having children at your wedding. Pro.
Having kids at your wedding is a great way to incorporate some of your smaller relatives.
Con.
People have to keep track of those kids, so you're going to have to allocate somebody to be watching them at all times.
Pro.
Kids look really, really cute in little dresses and tuxedos.
Con.
Kids get chocolate all over their wedding dresses and tuxedos.
Pro.
Leaving the kids at home gives your friends a little time to themselves to just kick back and hang loose for a date night out on the town.
Con.
They have to pay for the babysitter to take care of the kid while they're out cutting loose.
Pro.
Sometimes your venue or caterer will give you a discounted or even free meal for children under a certain age, so they won't add to your overhead if you decide to include them.
Con.
Some venues and catering don't offer that nice of a service, and you'll be paying your $75 a head for that 6-year-old in the corner.
Pro.
You could always see about maybe sectioning off the children at the same table and bringing in a group meal like pizza or something like that.
Pizza. Con.
Sometimes the venues or caterers aren't down with that.
Pro.
If you decide to have kids at your wedding, you can put things like crayons and stickers and all kinds of activity things out on the table for them to keep them occupied and quiet during the dinner and toasts.
And it'll keep a lot of other guests occupied and quiet. Con.
It will keep a lot of other guests occupied and quiet because your other guests are worried about what the kids are up to. So I think that gives you a pretty good overview of some of the pros and cons associated with having children at your wedding or not having children at your wedding.
Most importantly, it's your choice and you have to stick to it. It's your wedding.
Yeah, don't feel pressured to do anything outside of what it is that you want to do. And just be polite when you inform people or blame it on the venue and caterer and don't have to worry about it for yourself.
Because the venue and caterer won't have to live with your mother-in-law.
And if you have any more questions, click on the links or hit us up at requests@mahalodotcom. I'm Dana from the BrokeAssBride.com.
And I'm Hunter.
And we'll see you at the kids' table.
If you're inviting kids. Pro.
I'm out of pros.
Don't invite kids. it.